To create a grid in Photoshop, you want to create a new file. I'm choosing this size that I use for my daily project on ClickPro, but you can create it any size that makes sense to you. So then you have your blank canvas, and I go over to the left-hand side and grab the rectangle tool. You can create your rectangle any size you want. You can make it a square or rectangle. For this tutorial, I'm going to create a square. I like to have the background of mine black, that way I can see it easily on the screen. Once I've created one, then I go over to the right-hand side to my layers panel and make sure that the rectangle layer is selected, and I make a copy of that. And then on the canvas, I click and drag it over to the side, and then I create another copy of that one. Well, first of all, I'm going to change the name of the rectangle, and then I create another copy, and then I change the name of that one as well. Once I've changed the name of all three, I drag them down each of the layers so that they're in order, rectangle 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to select all three of the rectangle layers and resize them. I'm going to click on the Shift key so that I can just drag them to the side and make sure that they are spread across the page. And I shouldn't have deselected them, but I did, so I'm going to select them again and make sure that they're evenly spaced with the tool up at the top, and they are. And then I'm going to go ahead and nudge them so that they're up at the very top of the canvas. Once I have that set, I'm going to select all three layers again and copy the layers, and then click and drag them down. And then over in the layers panel, I'm also going to click those layers and drag them down again. And then I'll rename each of these layers so that they are now rectangle 4, 5, and 6. Makes it easier to keep track of where I'm at. And then I'm going to go ahead and select the bottom 3 layers again and copy them. Click and drag them down, and now I've got a total of 9 layers. And like I did before, I'm going to drag these down in the layers panel and rename them also. So now we have rectangles 1 through 9. And then if you wanted to, sometimes I like to have something a little bit fun on mine, and so I'm going to go over to the menu on the left and grab the custom shape tool, and I like a heart shape, and it's already selected on mine, so I'm going to just click and drag anywhere on my canvas and make the heart the size that I want it. And then I'm just going to drag that heart layer all the way up to the very top so that the whole picture will show on the top of each one of the layers. And then I'm going to save my grid as a PSD. Name it whatever you want to name it. But I'll save it as a PSD so that I can use this over and over again and add images in. Okay, so once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and add a picture in here and just show you how to do that. So you can just find any picture you like. I'm going to grab this one of my granddaughter since it's just right there and she's adorable. I was thinking about putting it in the rectangle shape initially, but I'm going to go ahead and drag it down and put her in the heart just because. So there I'm putting her image directly over the heart shape and making sure that that image layer is right above the heart, which it happens to be because Photoshop always does layers top to bottom. So I'm going to click the Option key and then click, and it's going to go drop down right inside to that heart frame. And then I needed to stretch it out a little bit bigger so that the top of the heart, top of the image wasn't clipped off and just black space in the heart. And then there you go. And you can go ahead and fill each one of the shapes. Just make sure your image is directly on top of the shape that you want it to be clipped to. And you're all set.